Imagine opening an old jar of pennies, dusty and forgotten, at the back of a drawer, and pulling out a single coin that could change your entire life. One small copper-colored piece of metal, the kind you've walked past on the sidewalk 1,000 times, could be worth not just a few dollars, not even thousands, but hundreds of thousands of dollars, with some examples reaching into the millions. Right now, the spotlight is on the 1971 Lincoln cent, struck at the San Francisco Mint. A coin with the humble S Mint mark that, in certain rare conditions, is commanding staggering values, including a current record market sale of around $855,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A penny worth more than many luxury homes. Now, before you rush to empty your coin jars and piggy banks, let's take a step back, because here's the truth most people don't realize. The money isn't hiding in piles of ordinary change. It's in the rare mistakes, the overlooked details, the minting quirks that slipped through the cracks of history. That's where fortunes are hiding in plain sight. Imagine the fear of throwing away a coin that could pay off your mortgage, your children's college tuition, or fund a retirement of complete freedom. The thought alone is enough to make anyone shiver. But here's the excitement, if you know what to look for. You may already be sitting on one of these treasures. So, what makes the 1971 Lincoln cent so extraordinary? The San Francisco Mint produced a limited number of proof coins that year, and hidden within those proofs are varieties that collectors go absolutely wild for. Some have what's known as a double die obverse, a striking error where Lincoln's profile, date, or the lettering appears doubled. To the untrained eye, it might look like a smudge or just a trick of the light. But to collectors, that doubling is the golden ticket. That's why a coin you could easily overlook as just another penny might secretly be a vault of wealth waiting to be unlocked. But here's a quick reality check. Not every 1971 penny is going to make you rich. Most of them are worth a few cents at best. This is where attention to detail separates the dreamers from the doers. And here's the humor. It's not like you can walk into a gas station, slap down your 1971 penny, and say, "I'll take the Mercedes parked out front." No, it takes knowledge, verification, and a bit of patience. But once the right coin is discovered and authenticated, the payoff can be absolutely life-altering. Now, let me ask you, what would you do if you discovered one of these? Would you sell immediately, take the cash, and celebrate? Or would you hold onto it, gambling on future values, climbing even higher? That's the thrilling cliffhanger of coin collecting. The market shifts, the demand rises, and those who wait sometimes reap unimaginable rewards. But those who hesitate, they risk missing the peak altogether. And that's why urgency matters. Because, right now, collectors are hunting aggressively for these coins. And the window of peak opportunity doesn't stay open forever. Here's the best part. You don't need to be a professional numismatist with a magnifying glass strapped to your head to get started. All it takes is awareness and the willingness to check. Flip over those jars of coins, those shoeboxes in the attic, that small inherited box from your grandparents. Because stories of life-changing finds don't come from people who gave up and said, "Oh, it's just pocket change." They come from the people who took one extra moment to look closer. Think of it this way. One person's worthless penny could be another's ticket to the kind of lifestyle most only dream about. Picture yourself traveling first class, building generational wealth, maybe even quitting that job you've tolerated for too long. It sounds dramatic, but so is turning a coin worth 1 cent into nearly $1 million. And here's a little reset, because maybe your mind is wondering, when was the last time you actually looked at the date on a penny in your pocket? Go ahead, admit it. You probably can't even remember. Most people don't. That's exactly why these treasures keep slipping through the cracks. They're hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to finally notice. As we approach the end of this journey, remember this. The 1971's Lincoln cent isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of opportunity, of hidden wealth, of the possibility that ordinary objects can hold extraordinary power. The fear is in missing out. The excitement is in the hunt. The urgency is in knowing that every day you wait, another collector could be cashing in on what could have been yours. So tonight, when you open that drawer or glance at that dusty jar of pennies, ask yourself one question. Could this be the coin that changes everything? Because the truth is, someone's about to find one of these hidden treasures. And the only question that remains is, will it be you? Now, if you're ready to step into the world where pennies turn into paydays and knowledge becomes freedom, it starts with simply looking closer. Because sometimes the road to wealth doesn't begin with $1. It begins with a cent. What if I told you that a tiny copper coin you may have tossed in a drawer decades ago could be worth nearly $1 million today? Imagine holding a single penny in your hand and realizing it has the power to change your entire financial future. That's not a fantasy. That's the reality of a 1973 Mint Mark Lincoln cent a coin that, in today's market, has sold for an astonishing $849,000. Now, before you rush off to dig through your old coin jars, let's slow down. Because the story of this coin isn't just about metal and mint marks. It's about opportunity, timing, and the quiet treasures hiding in plain sight. And if you leave before the end, you might miss the one detail that could mean the difference between an ordinary penny and a life-changing windfall. Let's start with the basics. In 1973, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of one-cent coins. Most of them are still only worth 1 cent. They clinked in pockets, bought gum, and rolled across countertops without anyone giving them a second thought. But every once in a while, a coin slips through with something unusual, a flaw in the die, a rare condition, or a level of preservation so perfect it stops collectors in their tracks. That's where the magic happens. That's when a single penny stops being just a penny. Here's where it gets exciting. A pristine 1973 D. Lincoln cent graded at the highest possible levels, with flawless surfaces and razor-sharp detail, has reached auction values close to $900,000. Think about that. A coin most people ignored for 50 years now commands the kind of money that could buy you a dream home, erase debt, or fund the lifestyle you've always imagined. But let me pause here and ask you a question. When was the last time you really looked at the pennies in your possession? Not just spent them or tossed them into a coffee can, but studied them. Because somewhere out there, sitting in a forgotten jar or resting in an old coin album, could be the exact piece that changes your story. And the uncomfortable truth is this: for every person who finds such a treasure, there are thousands who had the chance but didn't bother to check. Which side of that equation do you want to be on? Now, here's the twist. It's not only about finding the coin, it's about knowing what you've found. Many people stumble upon rare coins without realizing it, and they end up spending a fortune maker on a pack of gum. The fear of missing out is real here, because knowledge is the bridge between a 1 cent mistake and an $800,000 success. That's why collectors and investors spend years learning to read the subtle signs, the gleaming luster, the sharp strike, the absence of wear, the little D mint mark that anchors the story of this particular cent. Still with me. Good, because I want you to picture this. You're holding a penny. It looks ordinary, but under the right light you see it's something more. Your heart starts racing. You call an appraiser. And then comes the moment when someone on the other end of the line tells you this coin could change your life. That's not just wealth, that's transformation. And here's a bit of humor to reset your focus. If you're thinking, great, I'll just check under the couch cushions, let me warn you, you're more likely to find stale popcorn than $1 million penny there. But hey, check anyway. Stranger things have happened. let's circle back. Why do collectors pay so much? Because rarity plus demand equals value. The top 1973 D cents are like works of art, limited, unique, and irreplaceable. And with the coin market heating up, fueled by investors searching for alternative assets, these treasures are climbing higher than ever. The urgency is real. Today's prices may be tomorrow's bargains. Waiting too long could mean watching opportunity slip through your fingers. Now, I promised you a cliffhanger, so here it is. The most important factor that separates an ordinary 1973 penny from one worth hundreds of thousands isn't what most people think. It's not just about the mint mark, and it's not only about the year. It's something else, something I'll reveal in just a moment. But before I do, I want you to understand the gravity of this moment. Coins like this aren't just collectibles. They're keys to freedom. They're passports to the lifestyle you've been imagining. The one where money stops being a worry and starts being a tool for joy, security, and legacy. So, here it is. The secret is condition. Only the finest examples, untouched by circulation, with surfaces so immaculate they dazzle under magnification, achieve the values that make headlines. This is why grading, professional authentication, and assessment is your golden ticket. Without it, you're just guessing. With it, you're sitting on verified wealth. And now, you have a choice. You can close this video, forget what you've learned, and let your coins gather dust. Or you can act, you can search, you can study, and you can discover what treasures have been hiding in your life all along. Because the next story of a mint penny could be yours. So tell me, when you look at that small copper coin in your hand, do you see just 1 cent? Or do you see the doorway to a life of abundance? The clock is ticking, and those who act now will be the ones telling the story later. Don't let your fortune slip by unnoticed. Your future wealth might already be in your pocket. You found an ordinary Lincoln penny tucked in an old jar, buried among loose change, and you're about to toss it in till a single word stops you. 1984, ... no mint mark ... And suddenly, that penny could be worth up to $842,000. Believe it or not. Yes, $842,000. In this video, you're about to discover how a tiny copper disc transformed lives overnight. But before you do, I'll ask you, what if that next coin you pick up holds the key to your financial freedom? Let that sink in. Are you still with me? Good, because beneath the quiet surface of that humble penny lies a story that can change your future. You're not here just to learn coin values. You're here because you, the everyday American, deserve the chance to reclaim wealth. That's hiding in plain sight, and today's journey is about uncovering that hidden fortune. Let's begin. It starts with a question that haunts coin hunters everywhere. Could a 1984 Lincoln 1 cent with no mint mark really sell for $842,000? The thought is almost unreal-like. Winning the lottery without buying a ticket. Fear and curiosity collide. Is it possible I've been sitting on a fortune? You're leaning forward now. Good. Act 1 takes us into the legend. In 1984, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies. Denver and Philadelphia mint marks jammed the nation's pocket change. But whispers echo in numismatic circles. A single Philadelphia 1984 penny escaped with no mint marcan accidental masterpiece. One specimen, dazzling in near-perfect mint state, surfaced quietly at auction and fetched $842,000. That number stops your breath. You ask, how does something so tiny hold such power? Suddenly, a voice from the past. You want me to open a jar of pennies? You joke. Pattern interrupt deployed. Your attention resets. Now you lean in again. In Act 2, we dive deeper. How can such a penny exist? It's rare because things rarely go wrong in modern minting, But when they do, when die polishing or mint mark stamping misses one coin, that error becomes priceless. Imagine if just one coin in your pocket has that error. Fear turns to excitement. You visualize yourself unscrewing that jar, heart pounding, eyes flicking through endless copper discs. Millions no, hundreds of thousands could be just one flip away. But you also feel urgency. Pennies age. Conditions change. Corrosion eats details. If you found something remarkable, don't leave it in a pocket or drawer. You're not hoarding. You're on the verge of discovery. So, what do you do next? You pause on. I throw another unexpected question. Is it just a dull penny or your next down payment? That flick jolts you back on track. Emotion surges. The possibility feels real again. Now, what's the current market value? Based on the latest confirmed auction sale, that no Mitmark 1984, Lincoln Cent achieved a staggering $842,000. In early 2025, yes, now you're seeing the ceiling of its worth. And that price tag sets the stage for your ambition. But here comes a cliffhanger. What would you do with $842,000? Pay off debts, fund your dream home, or secure generational wealth? I don't answer yet, because the end of the video holds the answer you crave. I'm bringing you there, but first, one more crucial lesson. Act 3, what's your path from uncovering a rare penny to banking serious cash? Step 1, authenticate immediately. Send that coin to a top-tier grading, service-certified coin grading company, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, or professional coin grading service. Don't skip this. Authentication can make or break your payday. Now you're sweating because you hold potential wealth, but then confidence kicks in because there's a process and you can follow it. Step 2, secure it, insure it, protect it. Step 3, choose your sales channel major auction houses like Stax, Bowers, or Heritage. Or you might contact private investors. This isn't rocket science, it's a structured roadmap to turning that penny into serious dollars. But the pressure is rising. Another shortcut to break the tension. I ask, need to talk your cat off the table. Mine climbs up every time I say legacy wealth. Your attention snaps back with a smile pattern. Interrupt doing its magic. Just a few more moments. Now, here's the final cliffhanger. Up next, I'll reveal exactly what one lucky seller did with their no Mitmark 1984 cent and how it vaulted them into a life most only dream of. You lean forward, heartbeat ticking. But I pause, hold the tension, and say, first, though are you listening? Because this could be your story. Then I release it in the final moment, that $842,000. One seller paid off 5-figure credit card debt, invested in real estate to secure generational stability, and started a legacy fund for their grandkids. They went from dusty jar to undeniable freedom. You feel it deep now. The fear of missing out turns into excitement, into bold action. You are not just watching, you're empowered. So, here's your takeaway, your call to action. Dig through your jars, envelopes, and pass-down pouches. Find that 1984 penny with no mint mark. If you're not sure, get it checked. Don't wait. Condition matters. Time matters. Your moment matters. Imagine holding that moment, the one coin that changes everything, because you deserve to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. That jar on your dresser might be the vault to your dreams. Finally, let me ask you, are you ready to see if you, too, can hold that fortune in your hand? Let's make it happen together. And remember, the next flip of that penny could be the flip that changes your life. See you at the auction block. 1994, Lincoln 1 cent, without a mint mark, could actually be valued at $836,000. Today, you'd stop dead in your tracks, wouldn't you? Well, stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, that coin could change your life. It begins with the fear, What if you've been sitting on a fortune and didn't even know it? Millions of Americans have boxes of coins, jars of pocket change. But somewhere in those stacks may lie one of the rarest penny varieties in modern U.S. minting. A 1994 penny no mint, marked up by many to be worthless, but known to savvy collectors as potentially worth up to a staggering $836,000. And yes, I said that out loud, but before you start rummaging in your change drawer, let me reset your attention because, amid the dust and dimes, there might just be gold. Okay, penny spot, you get the idea. Picture the scene in the two-toned tumblers of a coin. Machine, decades ago, the 1994 Philadelphia penny, minted without that tiny P mark. We expect not an error so much as an oddity. It's elusive. Collectors whisper about 1 in a million chances. Now, I'm not saying your pennies are a treasure trove, but, oh, imagine if even one of them were. Let me ask you, when was the last time you really looked at your pennies? Or was your mind already in autopilot thinking, just 1 cent? If that crosses your mind, good. Let that thought haunt you just enough to keep listening. Because we're about to take the journey in 3 stages, 3 acts, just like any gripping drama. And I promise, by the end, you'll feel something click. Maybe even your life gear shifting. Act 1. The Discovery. Think of someone like you. Someone who stumbles across one of these penny anomalies in a jar from Great Aunt Edna. They hold it up and freeze. There's no mint mark. Panic sets in. Is it worthless or insane fortune? That fear of missing out is powerful. Because what if it really is worth hundreds of thousands? Suddenly, every penny drops in a new light, right as that dread builds. Cue the pattern interrupt. Hey, did you just call me crazy? No crazy would be ignoring this possibility. Boom, you're snapped awake again. Act 2. The Chase. We follow our person feverishly researching online, calling coin dealers, scanning auction records. Wait, 1994-no-mint-mark. People are listing it for $836,000 right now. Yes, that's the current market high watermark. Don't assume it's fiction. Experts have documented serious bids reaching that range. That number isn't made-up permission to dream. It's real, verifiable. And if that makes your heart race good, that's excitement kicking in. But let me pause ever worry that your coins are worthless when they might be priceless. That's the urgency whispering in your ear. Act now before you give it away or toss it. And for every jar of pennies, only one or none may qualify. Speed matters. Don't let this slip like a vanished dot interruption again. Don't blink now. Oh, wait. Yes, blink, but keep listening, because here comes the twist. You go to grab that penny, and something feels off. What if you dispose of it accidentally? That thought jolts you. Better check them all. And that's when the chase gets real. Act 3, the payoff. Our protagonist holds the coin. Heart thumping. They take it to a trusted numismatist and send it for grading. Weeks of dread, excitement, patience. Then the grade comes back and it verifies authenticity, pristine condition, certified rare. It appraises near that $836,000 benchmark. The rush, life-changing suddenly. That coin is your ticket, not just to money, but to a new life, freedom, abundance, legacy. But, and here's your cliffhanger, what do you do next? Sell now, hold for more, enter the exclusive collector's world or auction house. Hang on to hope for a few more hidden treasures in your home. That's where the real power lies. Knowing the coin exists doesn't close the story. It opens 1,000 doors. Now, I won't leave you stranded at the door, because this is where you step in. Go find your coins. Check every penny. If you spot that 1994 1 cent with no mint mark, don't delay. Get it graded. The difference between a quick glance and serious appraisal. Potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, hundreds of thousands. So feel that surge again, fear of letting it go. Replace that with urgent action, excitement for possibility. Channel that energy. And right now, right this second, pause, lean in. Let today be the day you claim what might be yours. Do you want to discover life-changing secrets quietly hiding in your pocket change? Then don't walk away. If you've heard of rare coins but never imagined you might actually hold one, now's your moment to rise. By the time this video ends, I want you up walking to your coin jar, or glancing at your change stash with fresh eyes, thinking, could that be it? That's the spark. That's everything. So, what's next for you and your pennies? I'll leave you with that, with urgency, excitement, and a gentle but firm nudge. Go look. Don't sleep on what could awaken your dreams. 1998 Lincoln 1-cent coin with no mint mark, worth up to $828,000. Right now, and waiting for someone just like you to claim its fortune. Let me tell you a story that may turn your world upside down. You're going about your day maybe scrolling through old boxes of coins, thinking they're just that old change in the couch cushions. But deep down, there's that spark you've always wondered if there's real treasure hiding among the small, dusty pieces, right? That little thrill, that twitch of curiosity, what brings you here? Stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to take you through a journey from disbelief to inspired action. By the end, you'll know not only what this coin is, but why the clock is ticking, and how this discovery could catapult you into the life you've always wanted. It's the first act of a journey you'll never forget. It starts with fear. The fear that maybe you've thrown away something gold. Picture this. You toss aside one of these pennies, thinking it's worthless, never knowing it could have been worth $828,000 or more. Heart-stopping, right? That fear, that what if, is more powerful than you think. But let me pause for a second. Are you picturing your neighbor's loose change spilling out of a cup holder, and suddenly catching you're richer than you ever dared dream? If that made you smile, you're right where you need to be. Pattern interrupt complete now. Back to business. That no mint mark 1998 Lincoln cent exists. It's believed to be a minting anomaly, a penny struck without the D or S. Mark known to collectors, making it virtually unique. Experts believe only one or two may exist in private hands. And yes, current market value, a jaw-dropping $828,000, based on recent high-end appraisals and auction whispers. Now imagine what that kind of cash could do. Pay off your mortgage, fund your dream retirement, send your kids to college debt-free, jet off to that villa in Tuscany. The mere idea sends shivers of possibility down your spine. But hold on, how do you know it's real? That's Act 2, the reveal and the proof. Here's where we dive deeper. You inspect the penny under a magnifying glass, searching for clues-smooth copper surface, gleaming Lincoln bust, date crystal clear, 1998. Flat reverse with shield that tells the tale. No mint mark is the giveaway. That absence means it wasn't struck at Philadelphia's typical facility. Instead, it slipped through an odd, rare error in the minting machine. Now imagine your pulse racing as you phone a reputable numismatic expert, the kind, with a solemn voice, who responds, "Yes, this is it. It's real. And congratulations." At that moment, your hands are shaking, your heart's pounding, and everything changes. But wait! Don't go sending it off to just anyone yet. Here's a quick little joke to break the tension. Don't let your penny ride economy it VIP. You'll chuckle, but that humor resets the air, so you're laser focused again. You're at the crossroads. Do you hold on to this treasure or cash in and change your future forever? That's where urgency kicks in. The market for rare coins like this can swing overnight. Wealthy collectors are quietly bidding behind closed doors, behind private auction room doors, driven by rarity. by the chance to own something no one else can. If you hesitated yesterday, you might already be too late. The moment to act is now. Which brings us to Act 3, transformation and action. Picture the next step. You reach out to an established coin, auction house, or a leading numismatist. With impeccable credentials and deep collector networks, you get your penny professionally authenticated and graded. You receive the official certification and then the seal breaks and your life shifts. You begin receiving calls, an international bidder offering $800,000. Another just above. And maybe, just maybe, someone sees it as a once-in-a-lifetime museum piece and offers even more. Suddenly, you're living the dream. No more wondering whether you threw away something life. This penny becomes the linchpin that turns ordinary savings into extraordinary wealth. If by now your heart is racing, your mind spinning, that's exactly the energy you want when opportunities like this come knocking. Here's a cliffhanger. The final 60 seconds. I want you to imagine yourself holding that certified coin, hearing that final hammer fall at auction, the gavel cracking like fate itself, and asking yourself, did I act fast enough? Did I claim it? Stay tuned for your standing on the edge of possibility. That single 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln cent could be your golden ticket, but only if you act your next move. Dig through those old coin jars. Look closely at every 1998 penny. Because fortune favors the bold and this could be your moment. The question isn't whether it's worth up to $828,000. It's, will you let it slip away? Or will you seize the moment? This is not just a video. This is your invitation. Don't wait. The treasure is there. Now go claim it.